Hi, Suzanne. I'm Allison. Thank you so much for coming in today. Tell me a little bit about why you're here.
Sure. So I'm a sophomore at the university, and I'm currently a business major, a marketing business major, and I'm also in a sorority, and I'm training for half marathon, and I'm just having a lot of struggle time managing all of those things while being successful in those three fields.
Okay. So where are you the most concerned about? Like your health or just like wanting to get the most out of all of your experiences?
Probably getting the most out of all of my experiences.
The most out of all of it. Okay. So have you ever had to time manage anything like this before?
Well, in high school, I ran cross country, and that was a huge time commitment because I was in school from 8 a.m. to 2:30, and then at practice from 3 to 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't get home until like 6:45, 7, and then I took a lot of AP courses, and like my grades mean a lot to me. So I had a full day, and I was also involved in my church youth group. So I do have experience like time managing. It's just like now I'm really overwhelmed.
Okay. Yeah. So are your grades something that are very important to you?
Definitely. I put a lot of stress on myself. Like, my parents never were the ones that were like, you need to be making these grades, blah, 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 blah. I just expect it out of myself.
Okay.
And so me keeping up my grades is something that's really important to me while maintaining a healthy social life and sleeping and running.
Yeah. Okay, so I just want to clarify. You have done this kind of thing before, so this isn't the first time you've had to manage a large amount of things. So tell me a little bit about what you did in the past. So how did you manage that, like in high school?
Sure. So when I would get home, so that time frame from 8 to about 7, I had blocked. Like, there's literally nothing I could do about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I would try to take advantage of, like, my off times in class. Like, we had, like, maybe the last 15 minutes of the teacher was like, oh, you can do whatever you want. And I would try to actually get my homework done rather than, like, playing around or talking with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was pretty structured when I got home. I would eat and then start working on my homework until I finished. So
is there something here? Do you think the sorority might be, is that where your main stress is like adding that whole social aspect?
Yeah, and I think I might want to apply for a position that would be really time consuming, and I just don't know if my body can handle that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what are you doing now to try and budget your time?
Right now, I'm using my agenda and like blocking out certain times. Like, you need to be doing this from this time, and you need to, like, rather than cramming for a test, I'm trying to break it apart throughout the weeks so that I'm prepared as a whole once that test is there. Like, once the test date is, rather than cramming like the last 2 nights, the 2 nights leading up to it.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to do it. So that way you're not like sitting there even more overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And that way you don't like neglect anything else that you're trying to do. Tell me about your preparation. So what kind of preparation are you needing to do for this half marathon?
Sure. So I want to do it in December, like during our break. So mid-December to mid-January, and right now I'm trained up to like 6 miles, and you can pretty much run a half marathon once you can do 10. It's just like, do I have time to be doing that? Do I have time to be running like 6 to 10 miles when I have schoolwork to be doing and sorority stuff to be doing? So that's something that. And so what was that?
Just like the things what you have to do throughout the week. She said you have to train every day. So like what all do you need to do to make sure that you're going to be ready for?
I just need to be making sure that I'm running like 4 times a week and actually putting forth effort. But I mean, I'm not trying to like reach a certain time limit. I'm just trying to gain or like build up the endurance.
Okay.
So that's my main goal. But I also can do that on the weekends and other things like that. And I can wake up earlier.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I just like tried to interview. I'm really sorry. So what kind of demands is a sorority asking of you?
Well, right now it's just like time commitments. It's like, oh, if you don't come to this, you'll be penalized, and so that's mostly what it's taken away from me. But like, other than that, it's not very much. So that's why I'm concerned about, like, I'm already stressed, and so if I took on a position or a leadership role, I don't know if I'd be able to handle that with everything else that I do.
Right.
So that's my biggest conflict.
So as far as the social aspect, are you living in your house this semester?
I am.
Okay, I know that's a very popular option for people here. So what kind of stress does that put on you to live in the house?
I just feel the need to be, like, a lot of people have different time commitments with their majors, and there's a lot of, like, one person could, like, their major may not take very much time, and there's other people that it's very demanding, and so, like, something I struggle with is my roommate does not have a demanding schedule, and so she asked me to, like, do things with her. It's like, I do not have time to be doing those things, and so it's, like, hard for me to decline her offer, but, like, I don't have time, and so that's something I struggle with.
Yeah. So are you worried that you'll miss out on a college experience of, like, living in the house, like, anything like that? Like, are you worried that's something you'll miss out on if you continue to say no? Understandable. College is very big emphasis into the social aspect. Like, this is what you need to do, this is what you need to have fun doing. Like, do you ever feel like you need to constantly be doing something you're, like, missing out? Like, I think it's FOMO, like, that kind of thing.
I've never really, because I care so much about, like, succeeding and understanding the curriculum that I'm like, if I miss something.
Yeah.
Okay, well, at least I'm understanding what I'm learning.
At least it's just kind of happening. But as long as you're, like, getting your schoolwork done, you're good to go, right?
And then when I get my school done, then I feel okay and less pressure, or, like, relaxed, and then I can go out with my friends.
So what I'm hearing is, like, schoolwork is causing you, like, anxiety. Like, if you don't finish it, like, it causes a lot of anxiety.
Something that I care a lot about is me understanding it. Like, I don't work, like, when other people explain it to me, it just kind of, unless it's the teacher, just kind of goes in one ear and out the other. Like, I have to be the person teaching it to myself. And so I feel like maybe I spend more time than other people do understanding something, because, like, the teacher could go over it one time. They're like, oh, okay, got it. But I need to be the person that hears it from the teacher, watches a YouTube video, and then teaches it to myself.
Yeah.
So it's not so much that I'm slow, it's just, like, I need to make sure that I'm completely understanding it, or else I won't feel good going into the test.
Okay. That's understandable. Okay, do you mind if I write notes?
No, not at
okay.
all.
So let's, like, think about goals.
Okay.
So what are 3 goals that you would like to be able to reach, whether that's academic, physical, or, like, social?
Sure. Goal, maintain my GPA. Second, have a position in the sorority. Third, run a half marathon during winter break.
Okay.
And it's okay if I walk. I just need to, like, build up enough endurance to where I wouldn't be, like, dying on the pavement.
Yeah. Understandable. So this position is something that you would really like to be able to hold.
Well, there's 2 positions that I'm thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
And one is less time consuming than the other one. It's just which one would I really rather do?
Okay. So you mentioned before how you're worried about how, like, your academics and all of that's going to play in, and so you're worried that you won't have time for this additional position.
And maintain my current stand academics.
Okay. So they're both 2 things that are very important to you.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk a little bit about what do you think you can do to be able to budget in this time for the position?
I think that, well, one of the positions that is a little more time consuming, it's a lot of just, like, understanding and understanding the process of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to, like, budget time to really take the time and effort to really learn what's going on in that area of the job, or else it just will completely overwhelm me.
Okay. So are there people in your sorority that you can, like, reach out to and ask for help in that aspect?
Well, fortunately, the person that's currently in that role will be living in-house.
Okay.
If I were to get the position, like, my first semester, she would be there. And the current president was that position too. So there would be 2 people, plus the advisor, that would be, like, available during my first semester trying to learn everything.
Okay, so there are those people that help you not only teach yourself, but to help you and, like, teach you as well.
Yes.
Okay, so what do you think you can do as far as time is concerned? What do you think might be the best way for you? Are you a list maker? Do you just, like, color code everything?
I do not color code anything. I am a check mark person.
You're a check mark person?
Yes.
Okay,
checklist.
So the to-do list.
To-do list. Check it, cross it off, done. That's
good.
The type of person that
I understand. That's kind of how I like to stay organized as well as with checklists.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a lot more fun if you get the like fun ones, or setting up a list at the beginning of the week, I think has worked for me in the past.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something you would like to try or like willing to try, is very like one list maker to another. If that's something that you'd like to try, of setting out all the things that you need to do, and that way you can see it and then budget your time that way. Do you think that would be like an efficient way?
What I've usually done is I do it day to day.
Okay.
I'll make the list every single day and go through it that way. So, like, they're literally the exact same thing. Can be on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But I'm better at doing it, okay, this is September 20th. This is what you're doing then. Not, this is the week of September 20th. Whatever.
That makes sense. I mean, I understand. Do you budget in all of your time of, like, this is how much time I'm going to spend socially, this is how much time I'm going to spend running?
I don't do that. Usually it's like, these are the things you need to get done. Good luck. The day ends at midnight.
Okay.
Or later.
Oh my gosh. So maybe that's something you'd like to try. Of
Yeah.
laying that out, of being like, okay, so this is the time that I'm going to be awake. This is the time I'm going to be asleep.
It's
And
a really
like
good idea.
budgeting that time, and maybe locking your door or going somewhere off campus, somewhere that's maybe away from people, so that way you can like be in your zone and budget your time, or figure out how to incorporate your friends socially and things like that.
That's a really good idea, is doing time frames.
Does that help at all? Does that sound like it's going to work? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I
Well,
really
thank
like
you so much for coming in today, Suzanne.
No problem. Thanks, Allison.